flow as many times as it wants to. Just as you ground and land in your body. You might even feel the toes pick up, spread, and then see if the toes can come down and you can anchor a little bit of weight into them. And feel how the toes are pressing into the floor, but also the heel is pressing down. And let's bring in a few pursed lip breaths in the nose. As you purse the lips, you're going to blow the breath out the exhale through the pursed lip breath and feel it lengthen. A lot of us know as we do that a couple more times, inhale through nose, purse the lips, blow it out the mouth. That when we lengthen the exhale longer than the inhale, that we have this down regulating, a calming of the nervous system. And then check in. Am I locking my knees? Can I have a soft bend? Just feel, am I weighting right foot as much as left foot and left foot as much as right foot, toes as much as heels? And then I want you to take a moment just to look down at your feet. So sometimes, and we've been talking about this a little bit more, sometimes we have one foot that tends to wander, right? And we might have one foot. It's for me, it's my left. So sometimes when I'm not paying attention, my left toes will start to point off to the side. And so I feel more of an external rotation. When each of us have in our femur, so this is our femur, our thigh bone, each of us have a different level of internal rotation through our thigh bone. So you can feel if you touch the front of your hip bones, then you can travel down. So there's my femur bone. Okay, traveling down to the knee. Some of us internally rotate too much, and that's also coming from a weakness in the feet. So I want you to try to notice that you find parallel and just see which is the foot that tends to maybe internally rotate too much or externally rotate. And when we have that equal internal and external rotation, we should feel the pelvis. So ilium, ilium, sacrum. Okay, they're connected by ligaments. At the very bottom are our sit bones. So we've been talking about the sit bones staying wide. We want to watch if we're caught kind of tucking the sit bones under, the tailbone under. So we want to be able to have a nice, very gentle curve to the lower back, but not too much that we anterior tilt. So just focusing on neutral. And then we're going to feel one foot root down, the other foot, the heel, just start to lift up. And then we just wait, pressing down, lifting up through the top of the head, sometimes the ears. And then we can feel that lift of the lower belly. The SH breath may come in, that shh. Sometimes it's really nice even to touch transverse abdominis, right? Starts at the back. And as you exhale, the fibers gather horizontally towards this midline ligament. Goes from our pubic bone to our xiphoid process. It's called our linea alba. So this is what our abdominal muscles feed into. Because it's horizontally how the transverse activates, we should feel a gathering in. Sometimes around the belly button is an area where it tends to separate. Just kind of noticing this. And then when you're ready, you'll feel, okay, maybe one foot comes up, maybe it can hover. Some of you can just go up and down. Maybe we can do a little kicking, a little knee slide and glide. You can circle. You can do that one or two times in one direction. You can even do some ankle circles. Toes can be on the floor or above. Yeah, good. And you can allow that foot, your first foot, to come down and roll. So just checking in. How's our balance? How's our proprioception today? Good. So whatever we have, some of us are using two balls taped together. Some of us are using a wooden dowel. Some of us are just using one ball. Some of us are using the squash ball. I love the variation and all the different tools, right? And each ball does something a little bit different. I've been using the two balls taped together, so in like a peanut variation. I've been really enjoying that, especially on my medial arch, which big toe to inner heel. So just listening as you're going up and down the foot. So this is called combing. When you go up and down and you have sustained pressure in both movements, up and down. So we're going in this instant from toes to heel. It's like we're combing out the holding and the tension. So a lot of the time in the foot, this is a really nice thing to do, right? It's combing. It's like when you wake up in the morning and your hair is all knotted and you're combing out the knots. That's what you're doing in your plantar fascia, right? You're combing out the knots. So when we have, I'm going to talk a little bit more about this today. In the foot, the muscles are quite short. So when we have kind of a shorter muscle and it gets tight, so I'd call it tight short, right? It's tight and it's a short muscle. Okay. When you have that, this technique of combing is really helpful. Okay, so this up and down, this up and down. And the reason I'm talking about this is because we're going to be releasing hamstrings a little bit more today. The other technique that we do a lot is just compression. Okay, when you compress, you find a spot, you hold it, not always the epicenter of the spot. So that means we don't always have to be in the spot that has the most sensation. If it has the most sensation and we can't breathe and we can't hold it without making a face, then it's not a good place to hold, right? So you want to go above it or to the left, to the right, or below it. So you find a spot and you can just hold it. And what it does is it has a signal, this compression effect of signaling to the muscle fibers and the fascial fibers to slowly relax and unwind. Sometimes you'll hold it for a certain period. And if any of you've got massage or like acupressure where they're just holding one spot, and then all of a sudden you feel your body go, ah, right? That's the body releasing. So it's an unwinding process. And it happens at a lot of different times. Sometimes we realize we're holding, and then throughout the day, you go, wow, my shoulders are really tight. And then you're going to go, okay, let go shoulders. And then you go, you're like, wow, okay, they've been holding for this whole time. So sometimes it takes a little bit of consciousness to tap into it. So you can hold up to 2 minutes in an area. The other one that we do is you do that compression. It's not the best. I'm going to just move off my mat, where you do a little bit of twisting with it. It's harder with the balls, it's easier with the dowel. But you can see I'm twisting while I'm putting pressure on it. And so this takes the fibers and it does a wringing motion. So what it's going to do is it's going to wring out stagnation of holding. So when we have holding, there's a lot of stagnation in the tissue. Okay? It's not flowing through. Okay? Hence why we start to get really tight or we start to feel pain in certain areas. And that's really good for disrupting that holding pattern. And then when we release, it floods with hydration and it helps to reorganize it. Right? Another one. The other one, and this is, you've got to know the way the muscles are moving for this next one. But this next one is cross fibering. So because all the muscles in the feet, they run from the toes to the heel mostly. So when we go across the muscle fiber, right? So in this instance, it would be from toes to heel. That's really good when there's tightness or holding in a long held muscle, fascia. So hence iliotibial band, quadriceps, hamstrings. Okay, when we go across. So we're going to focus hamstrings a little bit more. Some of us might do a little bit of quad. I was doing some quad last night and I was like, oh, I feel like I need to do more quad work because there was quite a lot of sensation. Okay, so we're going to play with that a little bit more today, but I just wanted to give a little bit of education around it. Okay, so then you can kind of know, You might forget it. That's okay. You can rewatch the recording. It's in the first like 5 minutes of it. Okay, so just take a moment to feel once you're done your one foot to the other foot. Okay, so for me, I did a most of my rolling on my right side. So whatever side you did do your rolling, just reach your arm up and bring it over. And if it doesn't feel good to reach it all the way up, just touch your hands to your shoulder and just go over to the side. And just do that a couple times as you inhale up, exhale over, and just feel when we're hydrated through the fascia and the muscles, there is a slide and glide. So you can feel as you're extending, there's a sliding. And then as you come back into center, your muscles and fascia recoil. And then just for fun, we've done this before, pick up the arm, the side that you have not rolled. Feel that foot and then just go over to the side and feel how maybe there's a little bit more of a tug. There's a little bit more of a hold. It doesn't kind of do this is what we call a slide and glide, right? And then you can go back and go, okay, there's slide, glide. You can feel the muscles and the fascia kind of sliding on top. And then this one, you kind of feel, oh, it's sticky, it's held. And so a lot of the time when you wake up in the morning, when you haven't moved, your fascia and your muscles are going to feel really held. So hence when you wake up, you're like, oh, right? Or if you've been sitting still. So it's really important just to move around. Sometimes if you're in bed and you're like, oh, I need to move around a little bit in bed before I get out, that's really helpful too. Okay, so let's anchor through the foot that you just rolled. Allow that weighting, that transverse. Some of you like that SH breath, the circling. Sometimes the foot wants to come down and touch, and that's really great. You can do a little kicking and pulling back. Notice your alignment on this one. Okay, it's a knee glide. And then you're going to roll. Good. I realize I forgot my terror band, so I'm just going to go grab it. Okay, so we're going to roll through the entire sole of the foot and then just playing with those tools. So combing up and down, compression, or compression, which we turn into the word pin, and then we do a twist. You can go cross fibering. If you're doing a cross fiber and you have the two balls, you do need to turn the balls sideways because that does crossing. Cross fibering means from big toe to pinky toe. In this instance, because we're working with a vertical muscle. Okay, the smaller the ball, the more directive of a spot that you're going to hit. So I find going across, I find I really like the single ball better because it works a little bit easier than the two balls. Going from side to side. Yeah, so just take your time to feel whatever you need to. You can wrap your toes around the ball, you can pump your heel a few times. Just allow yourself to even out. And if your first foot goes, oh, come back for a moment, then go back to it. Just take your time, whenever that is, there's no rush, just to feel your feet. I'm just taking a little bit longer to go into myself, just to feel the difference between before and after foot rolling. And then the second foot that you rolled, you're going to reach that arm up and you're going to go back and you're going to check in because you had a direct check before. How did it feel before foot rolling? And now you go into it and go, ah, did it change? Right. And so that's all you did was foot roll and a little side bend. Hey, so just think if you don't have a lot of time in your day, and maybe it's just like I have time for one thing, maybe it's just foot rolling. That's great because it does a lot. It releases your whole body. Okay, so you are going to move the balls just out of the way, and we're going to go into a little bit more of a release. So, depending on how your fingers feel, sometimes when we interlace fingers, for some of us, if we have any inflammation or arthritis in the fingers, it doesn't feel good. So, you can have the back of the hand on the palm of the hand. So, that's another option. If not, you're interlacing. Okay, then you're going to be pushing away. So, this is when you're going to feel it. So, if it doesn't feel good, here. Okay, I'm just going to turn to the side so you can feel it. We're going to push back through shoulder blades. So, I want you to widen your shoulder blades apart as your head lowers down and your hands push forward. Now take a moment just to move a little bit from side to side with the arm, maybe a little bit up. We're all going to be a little bit different. I'm just going to kind of be a little bit of a guide, but you check in with yourself. You might do a little side stretch. Beautiful. Arms may swing down, forward. You listen to your body. This is your practice. You know yourself best. Remember, we're just being soft, fluid, gentle, just warming up body. Just feel that. Let it go when you're ready. Do a few shoulder rolls. So as you plant feet, we're going to inhale, just draw the shoulders up. Just feel that little bit of squeeze. Roll them back and exhale, bend knees. Good. Inhale through the nose. Feel a little compression. Roll them back. You're going to feel your shoulder blades squeeze. Exhale out mouth, bend the knees. Just go at your timing. Inhale up, back, exhale down. So you can be in and out of the nose or in the nose, maybe a pursed lip or a sigh out the mouth. Just notice if there's any tension that you're holding on the weight of the shoulders that you feel ready to let go of. And then when you want, you're going to go backwards. So you're going to go back, inhale, up, forward, exhale, down. And do that a couple times. Back, up, forward, down. Inhale back and up and forward and down. And then we're going to feel inhale up, little squeeze. Some of you might want to hold it a little bit more, a little hold of the breath, and an exhale and a drop of the shoulder. Press the feet into the floor this time as you inhale, draw the shoulders up, hold the breath and the shoulders, let them go when you're ready. Maybe one or two more times. Last one. Okay, let's draw the shoulders up now. Hold and do a pursed lip breath. Blow it out the mouth and slowly lower the shoulders as slow as you can. Uh, and try that again. And see, does body want to do it one more time? And then we're going to exhale very softly, chin towards chest. And then I want you to reach out the top of your head forward. So you're extending through the spine and widen the back of the neck. So you might even feel a little bit of leaning back through the back of the neck upward. If that isn't clear, just think of widening it and reaching out the top of the head forward. Now you're going to inhale, and we're going to bring our ear over to one shoulder. And so if you brought your right ear to your right shoulder, we've been doing this one over the last couple of weeks. We've just been affecting the nerves and the slide and glide of the arm. The left arm comes out, palm faces forward. And then you're going to reach the arm up and down. And going up and down. Good. Now, as you pause there, you might even find the collarbone and just draw a line through the collarbone. And then you're going to find your sternum. Okay, so here's your sternum, here's your collarbone. So right above and below the collarbone, you can even put your fingers, index and middle, and tug towards your sternum. Got a lot of muscles that connect to your first, second, third rib, and also to your collarbone. And then you might go up and down with your head. When especially you bring your ear to the shoulder, you're going to feel this muscle on the side of your neck. It's called your sternocleidomastoid muscle. It can be both because they attach kind of in both places. Yeah. Sometimes for me, when I do the sternocleidomastoid, I like to go above, but I also feel when I tug below too. I can feel it. If you want, you can take that left hand and you can find the muscle. It's just on the side of the neck. So I'm going to come a little bit closer so you can feel it. Some of you can feel it, right? Yeah, it's right there. And so then you can just even separate and just let your fingers slide up that muscle very gently, all the way to below your ear, the outside of your chin, and a mastoid. It's where the hinge of the upper and lower jaw is. Yeah, there it is. And then you can come back, release, do a little nodding. Okay, and then just flow to the other side. Maybe the body goes, you know what? I want to do chin to chest, ear to shoulder a couple times. And then you go to the side that you haven't gone to. For me, it's left. If you're following me, you're going to have left ear, left shoulder, then right palm facing forward. And you can just lift it up and down. And you can feel as you massage through the one side. So I haven't done my right side yet. So you can even massage above and below this collarbone, the clavicle. You can hold just above. For me, it's a little tacking above it. I just kind of pull down. And then I take the other hand and I just slide very gently through the neck. It doesn't have to be very strong. It's just a little slide and glide. You're just separating it. It's like you're spreading the muscle. And breathe deeply, relax. You want to be just relaxing into it. And then you let it go, come back. You see how you feel. Open and close your jaw a little bit. Yeah, it's really easy kind of release to do. We haven't done masseter muffle in a while as well, which is as we're sitting here, we haven't done jaw in a bit. We might even go into that. So just for a little fun, if you have your TerraBand, I just want you to put it on the floor. And we're just going to see, because it's been a bit since we've done this. I know mine's dark on dark. I'm going to get a lighter one. And we haven't picked up, sometimes we do it with a cloth or a Kleenex. We're just going to use a TerraBand. So I want you to see if you can gather it and even pick it up. Socks are really difficult to do it with. But you can try this without socks at home or take them off if you want. Hey, girl, good. Yes, Donna, this is one that you need to practice. Mhm. And this will help your balance for you, right? And it's mobilizing those muscles. And so you should be able to pick up on both feet. Sometimes you've got to, this one's even harder to do because yeah, there you go. So it's about that grasping, that flexion of the feet. Okay, so if you have your foot that tends to pronate in and your muscles in your sole of your foot are not very strong, sometimes it affects your balance, okay, and just strengthening them. Okay, so instead of reaching down to pick up, there it is. Yes, you almost had it, Marilyn. You did. There it is. Ah, it's kind of like when you watch when you're at the fair and you do that one machine that has a claw and you've got a teddy bear and you got a teddy bear and then it falls out and you're like, darn it. Yeah, right. You always want to do the claw ones, but it very rarely turns out very well. Okay. So you can keep practicing it because it is something that is really helpful. So if you don't have, so I just use a tear bend. You can use a cloth, okay, a face cloth at home. You can use a towel. And it's just about, really, if you just do that action of scrunching, 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 and then trying to pick it up. I'll use my feet a lot of the time to pick up things instead of my hands. So that could be a fun game too. Okay. Okay. So you're gonna now pick up your tear band. We're gonna strengthen, okay, muscles right around the shoulder blade. So these are called our rotator cuff muscles. And what their job is to do is to stabilize our shoulder, okay? Humerus, ball, socket. Okay? It pulls all of these muscles all around the shoulder blades. You have four of them. You have one up top, it's called your supraspinatus. You have your infraspinatus, your teres minor, and then underneath the shoulder blade in front of the rib cage, you have what is called your subscapularis. And there's four of them. So as you reach your arm up and out to the side, the job of the rotator cuffs is to pull the ball of the shoulder into the socket and to stabilize. So if at any time you notice that you feel your shoulders kind of pull forward a little bit out of the socket, you have weak rotator cuff muscles, probably. Okay, so you're going to have arms up, shoulder width apart. So forearms up. Yeah, so make it so it's nice and even. There you go. Now your inner elbows are going to gather to the side of your body. You're going to try to not let them move. If you need to go a little bit closer in the TerraBand, feel free. Then you're going to inhale, and as you exhale, you're going to feed the inner elbows and the side of the triceps into your arms as you pull the TerraBand apart. Good. And then you're going to inhale back. Ease it off. Okay? This is it. Rotate. Yeah, so you can inhale when you come back, exhale when you pull apart. Yeah. Try to keep, yeah, inner elbows really close to the body. And notice when you're doing it, there's one, I know for me, it's like this elbow. And this is the one that I have problems with. So I notice this elbow always wants to pull away. And it's this shoulder that I have, that I need to strengthen a little bit more. Okay, so if you're feeling, I need more, you can walk your hands. I would walk your hands a little bit closer, not farther, closer together. Yeah, no worries. It's okay. We're all in it together. And then you'll feel more resistance. Yeah. So just do it a couple times. Exhale as you open. Yeah. Inhale as you close. Mom, this is yours. That is really good for you. Okay. So can you feel it on the back of your shoulder blades starting to wake up and go, hey? Yeah, you might feel it. Are you weak there? So if you're weak, it might also be strengthening an area that you're feeling. So it sounds like, is it back of the arm more so? Yeah. See that your shoulder blades. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to do a different cue. I want you to think of your elbows really, really heavy. There it is. See how your shoulder blade slid down your back? Did it change it? Okay. A little achy. So it could be, okay. It could just be activating that part, which is really weak for you as well. Because I do feel a little bit in triceps as well. Okay. So one. Now we're going to do palms down. We're going to go a little bit wider. Okay, we're going to pull apart the band. Now, as you bring the arms up, I want you to feel your shoulder blades go down your back. Good. And we're just going to go up and down. Keep pulling the band apart the whole time. So this might be inhale up. Beautiful. And exhale down. We're going to do one more. Okay. Then we're going to lower the arms down and you're going to grab either an inflated ball or a 4-inch block and put it in between the thighs. My preference is always the inflated ball, but you choose whatever works for you. So we're going to bring now the lower body and the core into it so that we can feel, oh, does that help us a little bit stabilize the shoulders? So feel your feet, exhale. Wow. Anchor the toes, press them into the floor, press the heels, squeeze the ball, and feel your body engage. There's a whole chain of muscles from the feet through the legs, through the knees, into the pelvis, and up through the body. Good. Now you're going to pull the band apart as you exhale. Keep squeezing the ball as you bring your arms up. Now don't go too far. And just lower it up and down. Keep the ball. And just feel, does it change something for you? Does it feel a little bit different? Is it the same? Does the ball squeezing bring in a little connection that maybe you're not getting? Good. Now, when you come up, I'm just going to move back so I can get it on the video. You're going to exhale over to one side. Okay, so I have my right arm up and my left arm down, and then you're going to pull a little bit more down onto the bottom arm and then bring it back up. Inhale, exhale over and pull down. Good. Come back up. Inhale up, exhale over. So we're getting a little bit more into our lats, the side back of the body, the obliques. One more time. And then pull down with the bottom arm. Try to stretch your band apart. There it is. Good. Go a little bit back and then come forward. Good. Roll it out, shake it out, release. Okay, we're just going to put the tear band down for a moment. Okay, so let's do a little flow now. So we're going to find the top of our mat. Wow. Take an exhale out your mouth. Just anchor and feel your body. Ah. Okay, so we're going to keep our right foot forward. We're going to lift our left heel. We're going to go into warrior one because we want to open chest. We're going to lean forward a little bit and we're going to lift up this left foot and we're going to step it back. So you're either going to go 2 or 3 feet, not too far. Now you want to either walk out your right foot a little bit towards the outer edge of the mat or your left foot, but you want to be hip width apart. Now your hip bones should be facing straight ahead. Yeah, good. Now you're going to bend your front knee. Now, as we come up, I want you to start to lift pubic bone, lower belly, upper belly, heart. Sweep the arms up. Feel like you're still pulling the band apart. Draw your shoulder blades down your back. It might already be happening from the rotator cuff strengthening we did. Now we're going to do a little balance. So if this doesn't feel good, you can start with one arm at a time. So you need to find a focus point. Now you can just bend right elbow and just see if you can bring right hand behind the skull. Now bend left elbow if that feels okay. And bring left hand behind the skull. Good. Now gather the inner elbows a little bit towards the skull. Lean back in between your shoulder blades and widen them. Good. Now we're going to open the elbows so the elbows point towards the side of the room. They don't have to go all the way out. open the chest. And now we're going to flow with the leg. So as you bring the inner elbows towards the skull, you're going to straighten your front leg. It's going to be your exhale. Now, as you inhale, you're going to bend the front knee slowly and open your arms, elbows to the side. Yeah, you got it. Exhale, press the right foot, straighten the leg, elbows come in. Inhale, arms open, knee bends. Good. Exhale, come in, leg straightens. Inhale, open, knee bend. One more. Exhale, front leg straightens, elbows come in. Inhale, open, knee bends. Good. Now just pause there, release the arms. Step the back foot forward, shake it out. Okay, now we're going to switch. I'm just switching sides, but you can just now feel the feet up. We're going to have left foot forward, right foot is stepping back this time. Okay, hips are facing forward. So either left foot walks out, right foot walks out, you check. Lift up through pubic bone, lower belly, upper belly. Good, now we're gonna go into the one that we did last week. For some of you, it will be new and some of you it will be a review. So you're gonna reach your arms up, palms are forward. Just breathe here. Relax the shoulder blades down your back. Excellent. Now, what we're going to do is the arms are going to come down as the front leg straightens. The arms are going to come down a little bit back. Now, we're going to inhale them forward and up. Palms are facing forward as your left knee bends. Yes. Exhale, front leg straightens by pushing your foot into the floor as the arms come down, press back. Palms are facing back. Inhale up, forward, left knee bends. Exhale down, leg straightens. You go at your rhythm. Inhale. Sometimes we need to widen our feet. Sometimes we need to bring them together. If you feel that you need more balance, shorter stance is better. One more. Here, let's end in an inhale. So arms up, open chest. Good. And then we're just going to let the arms release. Exhale, straighten the legs, step the back foot forward, shake it out. You just feel the shoulders move around, a little bit of kind of shake. Ah, just feel into your body. Yeah, some of you are doing twists. Just take a moment just to notice, is there anything that you need? We're going to go into a balancing pose now. We're going to separate, excuse me, these apart a little bit today. So we're just going to come in to chair pose for a little while. And so you can have the feet hip width apart. Now notice, is it really helpful to have a block or a ball in between the legs? If so, you can grab it. Now I want you to notice what your foot is doing. So we did that foot strengthening. So your inner arches should be lifting. Now I've got really high arches, so sometimes I supinate out. But if your arches are weak, you're going to do what is called a pronate in. And so what you have to think about is lifting these inner arches. So as you press down, yeah, not so much that your big toe comes off the floor. So half the effort for you. There you go, Donna. You feel that lift, feel how it activates. That's going to help in balance for you. So you're going to inhale, exhale, sit back and down. Good. Now you're going to lift the arms up. Palms are going to face one another. Shoulders relax, widen through your collarbones. Okay, so lift up through torso, sit down through pelvis. Yeah, feel your knees. Okay, Marilyn? They okay on this one? Okay, good. Breathe here. Let's do an SH breath on your next exhale. Feel that gathering in and up. One more time, SH breath. And then when you're ready, you're going to press down, coming up, and open up the arms. Now, We're going to do two things, and we'll grab the TerraBand in a moment, but not right now. But we're going to do our eagle arms. We're just going to do them by themselves. We're going to do palms up, just out to the side, and just check. Okay, how do my arms feel? External rotation. And internal rotation, palms down. Cross the right arm over the left. Now just come as high up as you feel and give yourself a hug. Relax the shoulders down away from your ears. Widen your shoulder blades. So you're going to pull them apart. Some of you can even pull them apart with your hands. Okay, so I'm just using my fingers to spread my shoulder blades. I'm pulling them forward. Take an exhale out the mouth. Good. Okay, so now you're going to start to lift the forearms up. Now, don't worry if you don't touch. Now you're going to lift your triceps and elbows off your chest. There you go. Yeah, lifting them up. So instead of down, you're going to start to lift them up. And now you're going to inhale, let the elbows and the forearms rise up to wherever they want to come to. And then as you exhale, you're going to lower them down. So maybe the triceps, one especially, is going to come down and touch the chest. Inhale up. Good. Exhale down. Now watch. In no way are you anterior tilting the pelvis or posterior tilting. You're neutral. Okay, so you're just going to go up and down. Good. Nice and release through the shoulders. And some of you are going to even feel a little strengthening around the cap of the shoulder. It's our deltoid. And then you're going to pause. You let the forearms come down. Slide them across. Reach them out, palms up. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale down. Good. Do a few shoulder rolls. Okay, now we're going to do left arm. Out to the side. Let's start with palms down. Left arm over right. You're going to wrap the arms up. Just go straight into it this time. Draw the shoulders down. Yeah, you got it. The elbows can be down and up. Just let them slide up and down. Good. You're going to notice, hey, one shoulder's a little bit tighter than the other. Hence, you hold it, you use it more. Okay, so this time you're going to fold the forearms down. Okay, reach out to the side again. Inhale up. Exhale down. And let's do some swinging twists. Just release. Okay, so the next one we're going to do, we're going to do it on the floor. So we're going to come up towards the top of our mat once we finish twisting. So there's no rush. So we're going to find a little flow here. Just take a moment to feel your feet hip width apart. Arms can be by your side. Take a breath in, let it out the mouth. Just arrive here and do it again. Check in. Are you even in toes to heels? Do you need to lift your inner arches up a little bit? So imagine that you're picking up the mat. Feel the inner arches lift. Hands come up to touch palm to palm, thumbs at your heart. There you go. Little bend of the knees. Inhale. As you exhale, let's go back into chair. So sit down, arms come down. You're going to leave the body where it is as the arms come up. They face one another. You relax your shoulders down, lift your heart a little bit up, gaze straight ahead. Inhale. As you exhale, you're going to reach your sit bones back and then up. So you come into a forward fold. And you come as deep or as little as you want. Good. If the head decides to let go, let it. Some of you are touching the floor. If you're touching the floor, you can even press the pads of your fingers into the floor a little bit. It will help to widen, open, strengthen, and activate the whole chain of the hand, the forearms, the elbows. If you're not touching the floor, you can even do this on your shins, on your thighs. Okay, we are going to bend the knees as much as you need to get the hands down to the mat. Now try to be nice and wide so they're in front of the feet. And then you're going to step back, right foot, left foot. Some of you are going to hover for a moment in downward dog. So this is your inverted V. You can bend your knees. You can extend one leg, release the other heel, and then the other knee bends, and you can walk it out. Now only stay here for as long as it feels good. When you're ready, you're going to come down onto your hands and knees into child's pose. So I'm just going to show this now. You can follow me. You can stay up. Knees can be together. You can separate them. You can come down to a place that feels okay for your knees. Okay, arms can go to the side if you want. They can stay forward. I like just going to each side for my body because it just allows a deeper release through the rib cage. Sometimes we miss out on that when we're standing. So you can inhale through center, exhale to the other side. Good. You can come back. Arms can stay forward. You can even release your arms beside your legs. So palms are up and the forehead may or may not touch the floor. You can always have a block if you need to support the head. Just really let the shoulders go. Just gonna pause here for a few breaths. I want to make sure that the neck feels quite relaxed. And so we're going to release this. So you're going to come up a little bit. And if you have a thin mat like me, you are going to fold your mat down in the front part of your mat just so that you can have a little bit more padding. Hands can come in front of the knees, about a half a foot or foot away. And then you're going to come down. So if you need to, you lift your hips up as high as you need to. And I'm going to take off my glasses for this one so that you can get your forehead to the floor. Now relax your shoulders and you're going to roll across your forehead from the right side through center to the left side. So the muscles and fascia that respond to easing the neck, they connect through the scalp fascia. And there's a connection right in between the eyebrows here. That's why it feels so good when we release in between the eyebrows and across the forehead. Now you can also roll, this is on an exhale, towards the hairline, and then inhale as you roll down in between the eyebrows again. Some of you, as you exhale to hairline, might feel, as long as inverting and putting pressure on the top of the head, and there's no contraindications on this, that you might even roll towards the top of the head. And then you inhale down to the forehead. Yes. Want me to show it again, Donna? Here we go. So exhale up onto the top of the head and inhale down onto the forehead. And I'm just coming out to watch. Remember, if you do something and your body says, no, don't like that, then you just pause and you just don't go into it for today. And you just rest in child's pose, which is just keeping the forehead on the floor after you're done. Just let the nervous system and everything equalize. Okay, whenever you're ready, you are going to sit up. You're going to unfurl your mat. Good. Now we're going to do a tiny release through the pelvic floor, but I do want to have the TheraBand close by. I don't want to be looking, I don't want us looking for it once we're in this. Okay, so you can just put it off to the side, the TheraBand. Okay, so some of you know we're going to release the pelvic floor, which is also going to release the pelvis and the lower back and the hamstring. So because we're going into hamstring release, we want to release pelvis and pelvic floor because it all is connected. Okay, so we're going to roll up onto the slow-mo ball. So you're sitting on it and you're rolling up onto it. Yes, perfect. Up you go. There it is. Yes. I know, Donna. Slide your feet closer to your pelvis. Okay, and I'm going to just come out for a moment because what you've got behind you is you're rolling up onto a block. So it's making it a little bit more challenging. There you go. Now try it again. You've got quite an inflated ball too, so that is making it a little bit trickier. But you got it. You got it. Okay, so you're going to roll from front to back, left to right. Yeah, kind of moving around. We always have this conversation. What if my ball pops? It's okay. We've got extra. Okay, now you can feel, and I'll roll to the side on this one. I feel a little bit today kind of around my tailbone and my sit bone. So I'm rolling back a little bit on my pelvis. You might feel, oh, there's one hip. And Megan's demonstrating this really well. You might roll through the hip. You might find, oh, through my sit bone, okay, to the top of the hamstring. Okay, so just want to roll out and open up the fascial connection through each side. And your body might go, oh, let's go back a little bit. Okay, so just have some fun. Listen, there's no kind of right or wrong way to fold here and play. We haven't done this one before, have we, Carlin? Yeah, so this one is new. Yeah, I know it's like a really fun thing to do. So in effect, when we're releasing the pelvic floor, our pelvic floor can get really tight. So it's called hypertonic. And we also have one of our hip muscles that folds into the pelvic floor. So as you're releasing pelvic floor, you're releasing hamstring attachment and outer hips at the same time, which is really great. Sometimes we forget that we're all connected. And then I want you to roll forward until you're almost off the slow-mo ball, but your sit bones are going to touch the floor. So you're going to come way more forward and keep coming, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. You're going to like almost touch the floor. So you're almost not there yet. Now then keep coming. There. Did you hit the floor? Did you land? Okay, keep coming until you land on the floor. Okay, perfect. Now you should be able to let go of your hands. Yeah, perfect, because you're on the floor now, right? And the ball's just there and it's just creating a little lift. So we're going to bring the soles of our feet together. Good. Now, checking in. So when we have the soles of our feet together and they're closer to the body, we're releasing inner thoughts. So some of us can feel, okay, adductors. So their job is every time we squeeze the block, they add to the body. So you can bring your hands behind you. I'll show this from the side. And you can push, you can tent the hands, so either flat palm or tented fingers, and you can push your fingers into the floor and it will lift your pelvis up. Yeah, good. Yeah, try to get your pelvis right on the floor if you can, Donna. So you're going to roll towards me. Keep going there. Have you touched yet? You're on the floor. And keep lifting up. And then some of you feel that you're just going to stay here. Some of you can notice, oh, I feel like I can move my pelvis. So you see, I'm not moving my torso, but what is moving is my pelvis is coming forward and back. Yes. So sometimes you hit a stop and your pelvis goes, yeah, that's as far as you're going to go. Okay, so you just stop there. You hang out. You can do a little flexion through the spine if you want. Hands may come down in front of the feet. We're going to walk arms over to the right. So you're going to bring your right hand all the way over beside your right leg and then bring your left arm over. And you're going to feel a little release, a little bit more loading through left side. And then we're going to inhale, come to center. And we're going to exhale to the left now. Try to keep the feet leaning into each other. Good. And then come back to center. Now you're going to allow your feet to move away. It's about 2 to 2.5 feet. And your legs are now in a diamond shape. So let's just let the legs kind of flap a little bit. So this is releasing outer hips. Okay, so once you're here, once again, lift up. So you've got to bring your pelvis back into neutral. Tendency when we sit on the floor is to slump back into a posterior tilt. So when we push the hands into the floor, it helps us come into an upright. And then to come forward, we want to allow the pelvis to bring us forward first. Then the hands may slide down. And some of you may go into a little rounding through lower back, middle back, upper back, neck, head. Yeah, good. This is called Kurmasana. So the first one was a butterfly, cobbler's pose, Baddha Konasana. This one is called tortoise or Kurmasana. Outer hip, releasing the abductors. Couple more breaths here. I know, I know. It's different. Yeah, you feeling? Are you okay? Yeah. Sometimes you do. You need to just kind of come up and the body resets and then you come back down. Okay, so now we're going to come up and we're going to extend. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Okay. Body's just saying it needs a pause until we go into Teraband. So we're just going to pause on that, but you are going to grab your ball. So hopefully you just have one because we're just going to use one. Okay. So we're going to work up and down through the body. So just for a little fun, let's just check in. I'm just going to move back. So I'm going to be moving up and down. You can keep the slow-mo ball there. You can pull it out. But you want to find the belly of the calf. So we're going to do the calf as well. This leg can do whatever it wants. For me, it wants to come in. So yours might be wanting to be out. It's easier if the foot that you're rolling, the leg that you're rolling, it's off the mat because we're going to do cross fibering. And when you do cross fibering, it's easier if it slides. Yes. Aha. Ah, okay. So then you might go, okay, I'm going to lower it down a little bit. I want to go up a little bit. You're just going to the, yeah, you okay, Seamus? Yeah. So Seamus is building height. So that makes it a little bit harder. So we're going to stay a little bit lower. We don't want to load too much. This is already, I feel like, quite enough. Achilles, if you go down lower, it's your tendon, it's your calf tendon. It folds over your heel. So some of us might go, oh, I'm a little held there. I know for me, mine's a little bit up. This is where I hold. And it's where the tendon attaches to the muscle. So some of us have it's in the transition. Yeah. And so remember, you can just pause and you can hold it and you can lean back a little bit. And when we hold it, it's called a pin. Right? A pin or compression. And then you can do what is called a stretch. So I really like this one. I found a spot. I'm going to externally rotate a little bit because my body's like, yeah, right there. And then what you can do is you can point the toes, which is an inhale, and then flex through the heel, which is an exhale. You just go back and forth. Yeah, good. And so now what it's doing is it's creating the slide and glide through the fascial adhesion. Exactly, because it goes into your heel and it wraps around to your heel. So that could be folding into what you're feeling in the hamstring. So the pain is appearing in hamstring, but it also might be this lower attachment that's held, right? That if you release this, then it releases all the way up to the hamstring and it no longer pulls for you on the sit bone, right? Because yours is the upper part of it into the sit bone. So if there's any kind of tension pulling down here, it's going to pull 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 here. So if it's tight here, right? So that's why we're working up the leg today to kind of feel it. You might, yeah, you might even feel it's in here if you roll down and put the balls. We had a question around inner knee. Yeah. And see how I'm rolling in, got one leg in. Yeah, 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 there it is. And then I'm just going up and down and across. There it is. I'll sit beside you too so that you can see me. How's that feeling in there? Yeah. So it could be above, it could be below, right? It's still there. I know. It's still appearing, right? We found, remember before I left, we had found a spot too that we had pinpointed. Right. I'm trying to remember. I'm going to just wait to see what is coming. So now, you can also go into hamstring. Okay, so that's going to be above the knee. Sometimes, because you've got a little pooling station back here, I don't like to do a lot of pressure, but sometimes I'll go very lightly behind the back of the knee, ever so gently, like I'm lifting the pressure off. So it's not too much. And then you can even just hold there. And sometimes just to allow a little release, I find behind the knee, especially mom on yours, I know you get really tight there. Okay, so if the ball is too much, you can also use the slow-mo ball and put it behind the knee and just roll. Okay, then you can go up into the hamstring. Okay, same thing. We're going to go cross fibering today. So it's easier when you're on the floor because you can slide across the floor. Okay, so you're just going to work up from just above the knee, up a little bit higher. You just kind of slowly go up and you're going to feel spots and you're going to go, oh, that's starting to get a little bit more condensed. I was doing this last night before we ate dinner and I was like, ah, this feels really good. And you're just going to slowly inchworm yourself up through the belly of the hamstring. Yeah. And some areas you're going to go, that feels really good. In some areas it feels a little bit tight. So I'm going to also show you, I tried to use darker colors and the ball. So as you go over to the outside, you start to hit the iliotibial band. So there's a transition, right? From hamstring to the iliotibial band. So as you go out to the right, sometimes I'll externally rotate my leg so the inner thigh goes up, and then I roll a little bit into that iliotibial band. Yeah. What are you feeling? What are you sensing? Muscle there. Yes. Steady. Okay. Yeah. Don't feel it this way. Yeah, it's different, right? Yeah, you do feel it because it's a different movement. So what it's doing is instead of going with the muscle fiber, it's disrupting the muscle fiber in a way that it doesn't normally go. And when you have tight long, which is what we're working on, right? It's actually one of the better ways to release tight long in the body. It's just on the one side. Yeah. Yeah. Because it could be wrapping around. So when you have a hold sometimes on the outer, it could pull across. And so you could have what is called a spiraling, a spiral pull that you feel it on the inner knee. Okay. I think that's where now, just kind of recalling our conversation, and I think it was in the middle. Are you in the middle? Yeah, in the middle of your iliotibial band. Because the iliotibial band attaches onto the tibia and it affects the knee. So sometimes when the knee gets pulled out, you're going to feel pain on the inside as well. Yeah. So do one whole leg, and then you're just going to feel it. So some of you might have already gone through, but I was just like to lie down for a moment and feel one side to the other. So remember, when we affect and we release foot, calf, thigh, hamstring, we're going to affect the whole side of the body as well. So take your time. Start at the heel and the calf on the other side. No rush. Does it feel different? Yeah. This feels okay. So we've got terminology. I love this. So when you start to release, we've had terminology, it feels plumper, it feels fluffier, right? I love that. I use that a lot too. I'm like, oh, I feel fluffy. I almost feel like, when you like fluff a duvet cover, that's what it feels like, right? So you're more spacious. The layers have come apart, and that's what they're supposed to. They're supposed to have space in between the layers. They're not supposed to be stuck. When they get stuck, that's when problems start to happen in the body. Okay. Yeah. Because then we have stagnation. Stagnation is never good, right? Because things aren't passing through, right? That area. Yeah. So we need to put my knee out like this now. Yeah. Good. You don't feel it in the inside of the knee. Good. You feel a little bit of slide and glide now happening, right? I can feel it. It's like diminished by like over half, right? Okay. Because I felt it before too. And then I was like, oh, what is that? Ah. So if you're feeling the body goes, yeah, I do need to do a little bit of combing, do it, right? Because sometimes the muscle does need to just lengthen out. So that's going with the grain of the muscle. So that's up and down. But then do some cross fibering. So I can't even remember how long ago. It feels like a long time ago, but I still feel the effects from it. I had a really bad ankle strain on this side, and I still feel different things in this side, especially right there. There. Yeah. So sometimes when you feel one area, I'll go up and down it a couple times. I'll hold it, and then I might go cross fibering. So you just listen. You've got three different tools here that you can go through. You okay? I just saw your eyes kind of like roll up and a little bit back. That one's deep. I've only ever seen you have that in the hamstring before, but that one's in the calf, right? Yeah. Tendon to belly of the calf, right? Yeah. So we sometimes don't realize Achilles, right? How it comes and it wraps around the heel and it comes up and then it attaches to, and we have two layers of calf muscles and then deeper calf muscles, right? Into the bones. We have the gastrocnemius, and then underneath it is your soleus. And then we have the tibialis posterior muscle, which is your deepest muscle. Don't know where all that came from, but it was in there somewhere. Sometimes muscles just pop out and sometimes they don't. Oh. Okay, so you just take your time. We're going to work up through the leg. And this is perfect prep, Jody, for your plane ride. Yeah. Right? Yeah. You're like, okay. For the long plane ride of sitting, you're like, okay, this is perfect to release the whole of the back of the legs. Ah. Okay. It's perfect. Yeah. So this is really good. Yeah. If you have like restless leg or like cramps that you get, just releasing the fascia because the fascia attaches to the nervous system, right? And so, or the nervous system flows through the fascia. It's better terminology. Not so bad, but in the Achilles tendon, it did. Or was it on that side? Okay. So it wasn't right Achilles tendon, it was left. Yeah. Yeah. So then I'm almost wondering too, have you, right. So weaker side. Yeah. So there's kind of like a falling or a loading. I'd notice how you load from right to left. So over the next week, catch yourself. Okay. And it will be like in between movements, right? Like you'll be at your counter, you'll do something, and then you pause and you go, okay, let's take a moment. What am I doing? Check in, and then let me know. Okay. When you see me again, if you remember. Yeah. So you could be maybe sometimes you drop and you kind of stop here, or you notice you're more in your toes, or you notice more in your heels, or just kind of check in. Is it like one side that you tend to? Do you tend to stop in an external rotation? Okay. Just notice what your pattern is. Yeah. Maybe it's you tuck the pelvis under or outer heel. Y- Yes, good. I was letting you do it. Yeah. So you're pronating in. So that foot could have a little bit of the toe picking up to strengthen the foot muscles so that it's not pronating in so much. Yeah. Okay. So when you're done, you're just going to lie down. And as you come down, whew, just feel into your body. Take a moment. Is there any last movements that you want to go through? So I edited a couple things because body were like, no, we don't want to do that. So we are at the end of class, which came so fast today. But I want you to check in and just see, do I need to do any spinal twisting on the floor? Do I want to draw my legs into the chest and give them a hug? My body's saying, oh, just do a little baby pose. I really love baby pose on my back. So you might draw your legs in, separate them, extend the shins and feet in the air. Sometimes arms come behind the legs. You can also grab ankles or feet. Some of you have the TerraBand, which is quite fun to put around the feet as well and widen it. And then you can just do a little play here. You can even feel extension and a little bending, maybe even just feeling one leg wants to have a little release after all that back line. You might let it flow up and down a couple times. Okay, some of you do know the leg stretch out to the side if your body does feel like, oh, I'm bringing left leg over to the right. These are just optional. Okay. Checking in. Does that one leg want to lift up and down a couple times? And just nice to bring in the springiness back into the fascia with the TerraBand. And you might feel the breath having any kind of pattern that it wants to as you lower the leg down and up. Sometimes the inhale wants to come on the lift, sometimes it wants to come on the lower. There's no kind of right or wrong way. You are lifting and lowering right leg, and you want to grab the strap into the left hand and bring the leg over to the right or over to the left a little bit. You can. Mhm. I just want to let body just have a moment. Yeah, good. Terraband's nice, right? Because you have the little bit of the springiness that comes in with it too. Mm. You can take the bolster underneath the back of the knees or the thighs if you wish, or you can just rest flat on the floor. Head can have a little support. That feels a lot more fluid, especially after the leg stretches, Megan. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Good. Lying here, you feel the right and left side are descending, yeah, evenly. Good. And Tina, too, I feel that too. You're descending evenly more now. Yeah, more even. I love how the terror band goes, we're done. Okay, so just take a few breaths. Feel yourself at the end of your practice today. Might be out the mouth and in the nose. Oh, and just let yourself be as you just rest, and there's no need to do anything but just to allow your body and your breath and the mind to all feel the effects of the practice. So there's a yoking, a union, a drawing of the many facets of the layers of your body towards an equal balance, awareness. The body feels more spacious. The breath is a quiet rhythm as it's just breathing through you now. It's dropped into its autonomic function. And the breath bridges the connection between the body and the mind and the thoughts and the emotions. So as we smooth out breath and practice, the mind starts to quiet a little bit. We feel that unraveling that's taken place. And any little moment of wisdom that came in where you had a little aha moment, if it arrived today. If not, that's okay too. And just notice yourself in your wholeness, and always allowing our heart to be our guide. Kind of like the central hub of our system. Each time we come back to our heart and feel our breath, this gentle air of compassion, which is coupled with gratitude. What do we feel grateful for right now? And as we feel our attention resonate in the heart center, I'm going to share a piece of poetry I'll share with the recording, and it's from an author called Kaveri. The truth, the old truth made you run 1,000 miles inside an arid desert, desperate for an oasis. As you rest and close your eyes, inhale the breeze of kindness, exhale the toxic judgments. Inhale the breeze of kindness and exhale any toxic judgment. And these toxic judgments, they dehydrate you like a prune. And we notice and feel the pain of our old patterns trapped in our tense muscles. It's okay to cry. It's okay to cry. To taste the salt of possibility, to just be, just breathe. Let the waves break against the silence, returning you to a new and deeper truth. Let the waves break against the silence, returning you to a new and deeper truth. I'll hover here for a couple more minutes. And let us be in silence for a bit. Know that over the rest of the day and the subsequent days, the effects of this practice will keep rippling through body, mind, breath. Maybe moments of insight or wisdom arrive, or just bring you back into the moment. And that's a really beautiful gift. Thank yourself for showing up today, to creating this pocket of space for yourself to receive whatever it was that you needed today out of the practice. And as you meet yourself in wholeness, as you are, start to slowly let body move, come back into the felt sense of body. Your fingers wiggling and arms moving to toes, wiggling and legs moving, the head to body, to stretching, to yawning, whatever you need. You release any props that aren't needed, and at your timing, no rush, just roll to one side. If, when you're ready, you come up and sit. If your neighbor, if you're close by someone in the room and they're already seated, just move a little bit behind them or a little bit in front of them, just so that we all can have some space to move our arms. So remember, we can have the legs crossed. We can also straighten the legs. If you have the legs straight, just try to press the back of your calves and your hamstrings into the floor to activate the leg muscles to help you sit in a more upright, palms forward. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale as we gather up energy for ourselves. As the palms touch, you exhale and receive it as you draw a line in front of body through the skull, the throat, the torso, the pelvis. And you can do that again. Just scoop the energy out. And palms touch as you receive it on the exhale. And then the third time, bringing it up again at your timing, and just let hands pause, thumbs at the chest, sternum. Feel palm to palm. Good. And we're just going to end, which is being called in to one movement. So we're just going to open the eyes and just let the forearms and the wrists come down to a place that feel comfortable to us. Then we're going to press left hand into right, and we're going to let the arms swing to the right. Okay, then right hand presses into left, and the arms swing to the left. No twisting through the torso. Left hand presses into right, arms swing to the right, right hand presses into left. Arms swing to the left. Just go side to side a couple more times. Just creating any ease through the shoulder girdle, just to make sure that we're not walking away with any tension there. And just let that slowly come to settle in center. Letting the shoulder blades slide across the rib cage. Take a deep breath in, let it out mouth. Oh. Let's do that again. In nose, out mouth. And one last time, in nose, out loud. May you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for coming. Good to see you online, Stephanie.